Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity. I hope everyone had an awesome weekend, and if you're having a good Easter break, I hope you're still enjoying it. Right, today I'm going to do the 4th of July, and we're going to make the card, or partially make the card, and it's the DIY art bin fireworks die. So if you have a good look at the detail on that, you've got some lovely embossing. A couple of those fireworks, if you look closely, I wasn't aware that these were fireworks at first, but they are, and they've got two little cute faces. So that is what we're going to colour and what we're going to put onto the card base. Now, to begin with, I'm going to need a scruffy mat, one of my silicone mats here, which probably has some yuck on it already, but never mind. I'm just going to pop the die there for a second, and we're going to use the Touch New markers, and if I can get some clarity on my camera, which I probably can't, I'm using, let's see if we can do that. Might be that I'm too close to the camera, you know. I'm using number 4 Vivid Red. I'm using 76, which is sky blue. I'm using 120, which is black. And I'm using 45, which is Canaria yellow. Now, these are Touch New, and these are the ones with the brush tip. Now, Touch 5, which I also have, are just the bullet and the broad tip. But today we're going to be using both ends, and I'm going to show you how to use your broad tip when you've got some nice embossing or debossing that you can just drag your pen over, because it just makes things really quick. Right, so we're going to be using those. And what else am I going to be using? I'm going to be using some Dollar Tree foam pads because I want to make it 3D, and also some Dollar Tree jot glue that I keep in my little squirty bottle from AliExpress. And I've also got a white gel pen if I decide to use it. And the card base I've already put together, and I have used Carter Bella, which is on Snap Click Supply, and the pack is called God Bless America. So I've used Surprise Creations. I call them Coin Edge because it reminds me of the edge of a coin, but on her website she calls them Dash Edge. And I put together a card base. So I've got my white cardstock from Amazon, which is quite sturdy. And then I've got the gingham from the Carter Bella pack, the fireworks from the Carter Bella pack, and also one of the sort of cut aparts, one of the sentiment pieces there. And the aim is I've got 3 fireworks, and I'm just going to dot them around the edge of the card to kind of cuten it up a bit. But take a look at that firework. Ooh, I hope my camera's going to behave. Isn't that lovely? I mean, even if you took the centerpiece away, you know, you've got that gorgeous firework paper. And of course the picnics, you can use your ants and your watermelons and all sorts of stuff. Get all summery and picnicky. Love that. So that's my card base, and it's popped up on Dollar Tree foam pads, and the gingham section is just glued down onto there. Right, so I'm just going to run off, and I'm going to die cut the die, and I will be straight back. Right, so I've die cut that, and I've used a slightly less heavyweight cardstock to what I normally use. Now, I must tell you that the cardstock that I normally get from Amazon has gone up $20 a pack, which is a huge rise. So I got the next weight down to try it. Now, if you've seen me use the heavyweight, when you die cut, all the pieces stay in, and it's really lovely and easy to cut. On a lighter weight cardstock, you'll find some of your pieces will actually come out, and my suggestion is just take them out and you know, do it holding it down with your hand. If you've got pieces that have stayed in, take advantage of that until you can actually, you know, pop them out. So first of all, these bits here, the larger ones are the actual firework burst of flame, and my memory from the website is that they're yellow, so I'm just going to go straight in and leave them where they are because it just makes life easy. And I'm just using yellow So these are the super simple pieces that I'm doing first. Right. And then next up, which ones am I going to do? I'm going to do the blue, yeah, and then I can go in and do blue with everything else. These pieces here are supposed to be little stars, and on the website they're done in blue. So I don't really want to go on my yellow. I hope I just didn't go on my yellow. I don't think I did. I can't really see it on camera. Well, if I did, I'll try and hide that bit if it's possible. Now, using the blue again, I'm going to do the cap sections, which I know are blue, and this checker one that I know is blue. So I'm going to use the broad side of the pen, which is that side, and you hold it up vertical. Hold your piece in position, and then just gently sweep across your piece. That's all you've got to do. And now you can see you've got your white stars that are left there. How successful I'm going to be with this one, I don't know, because this one is a stripe that's done in a darker and a paler blue. And usually when I do that, I just use the same colour pen and then go over other areas twice. So I'm going to go over this section just once. There we go. And then when that's dry, I'm going to darken the stripy bits up. And then this one is also blue. So I'm going to go over this and just see what happens. Yeah, I'm getting complete coverage here. So I'll just go in with my pen again and try and pick those bits out. Now, I think they're supposed to be white, but I'll just go in and just make them slightly darker. Now, I may get the same effect again here. I'm not sure, but we'll have to see. But that bit there is red, and that's, you know, kind of how quick. I mean, look how quick we've done this. It really is quick. And I think this bit is red as well. So I'm just going to put some red down here, and then I'll just go across here. Yeah, it hasn't picked up the stripe at all, so whoops. See, that's what I mean when it doesn't hold your pieces in. So I might just go along that with white gel pen afterwards, just to denote the fact that it's got stripes. Because if you look at it, you can see there are stripes on there. Just going to tidy up the edges just by using that broad tip and just go around your edge. Now the little facey pieces that you can see there, it's a little black eye and black mouth that go into those. So I'm not really going to worry about that. But I do know that on that one, it gets the little star top on it. And I'm trying to think. On the checker one, yeah, that also gets the stripy top. And as I said, I'm going to go in darker into that area. And then I think this one's red. Yeah, it is. So if you take a good look at that, you can see it's debossed quite heavily. So that should be really, really easy to do. So if I just get my red pen again and just go over that, you can see that you're left with your nice white stars showing. So that's what you've got there. So that just makes that easier to do. I don't know if DIYARTBIN is watching, but when she does stuff like this, if she wants to make, you know, the checkers and the stripes more heavily debossed on her dies, then people are going to be able to colour them in a lot easier. So you've got your white stars that are the most debossed in this set. Right, so that is my red bit, I think, and this is the top. So that's the top that goes up on there. I am going to do the edges of these, and I'll run away and do it. Now, these white bits are the, I don't know what you call them. It's where you light them and they attach to your yellow bits, you know, which is like the explosive flame that you get on your firework. So what I am going to do, I think they've got red tips on them. I'm pretty sure they do. So I think first of all, what I'll do is I'll put a red tip on them. And you have got them. They cut out separately, but I'm just going to put it straight onto the white, because that's just another way that you can save time for yourself as well. So just decide where you want your flame piece and just do it. That's what I say. So we've got that bit done. Right, I am going to just go around the edges with my marker and come back. Right, so I did that, and I noticed that on the cutouts here, I've got two long sticks, and those are for the rocket fireworks. So I'll grab myself a brown coloured pen. I'm just keeping my pieces together here so that you can see that. And I'm just going to colour those in. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm using brown grey, which is 104. So I'm just going to go in, take the lid off and do that. Right, so those are the sticks for my rockets. And as I said earlier, you've got two cute little faces here, and those are done in black. So I've got a couple of the pieces that stayed in, but then I've got this piece here, which I know is also a mouth, and I'm just trying to look for my pickup tool. Hang on a second. Right, I've just grabbed that. I'm going to see if I can just pop it back into that aperture there. That's better. And I'm just going to get my black marker out now and colour those bits. Because they're small, it's just nice to have them held there in position. Right, so I've done my black bits and my brown bits. Right, so pokey tool. You know, I try to tidy everything away from the desk as I'm working, and then I realise I need it again. Right, so here we go. Let's poke those little faces and keep them together so I know which bits are going where. I think I got them. Nope. Still got a little eye hanging on in that bit, and a little eye that I didn't get out of that one. I think that's it. Sometimes you just get little bits that just cling onto the back. There it is. And then of course my rocket sticks, get those out. And of course when you colour them while they're actually held in place, you get minimal mess on your mat too. So that's a really easy thing to just be able to, you know, just get out of the way while you're doing everything else. Right, so I've got my sticks, my stars, my little explosion fiery bits, but these have got to have some tone in them. So I'm going to go over now for a second time and go into here, and this will darken the colour up. So I'm just using exactly the same pen, but we're going over it again. And although it's going to be subtle, it will be visible, so that you've got a stripe now. And this checker pattern as well is, I think it just follows the lines, and if not, then, you know, I'm just happy to do my own thing. I'll go back into there. And then, as I say, it's checker, so we're going to do it again in the other direction. I might not be being particularly straight, but that's okay. So we've got more of a checker design there and more of a kind of stripe design. As I said, very subtle, but you can see it. Now with this one, we've got to go in with white, so I need to do that. And all I'm going to do is use my pen and track down. So this may not be the straightest thing in the world, but you know, it's all good fun. Just move those pens over to there. And trying to see where my line is. Just pop your pen down and then just track it. I mean, unless you've got a really, really good, you know, deboss. I hope my pen's not running out. It's not always the easiest thing in the world to do, which is why really you just need to have fun with it. Now you could of course use a ruler. I'm not. I'm just going down. So mine is going to look very homemade. Just see where those lines are. Right. Now that I've defined my lines, I'm now going to get my white paint pen. Right, so here it is. This is a Posca, a Uni Posca, and it's the 3M, which is the medium, and it's this one. Test to see if you've got any paint there. And now you can make your border lines. It's just about highlighting what you've got, really, using your gel pen. And we've used a red marker, and the pigment, it doesn't matter what you put down, it's going to bleed. So just don't worry about it. You'll probably end up with a pink stripe rather than a white stripe, but just one of those things. There we go. Now we've got our broader white stripe. And that's a lot better, I think. Pop that one on there, and then I've got my tissue to get some of that out of the way. And now we just need to glue the whole thing together. So that one and that one goes. That goes to that, and that pops on top. And then we've got this one. And of course we've got the little faces that go in there. So I'm going to do the little faces, and then I'll glue them together and come back. Right, so I've got a good glue flow there. You don't want to overdo it. Whoop. Just track around where you think the mouth is going to be. Little blob there. And I'm just going to put a little tiny blob there. And then my wax tip pickup tool is also from AliExpress. You just sharpen them, you know, you can snap them in half, you can add an eraser, you can just do whatever you want to. And they work great, I like them. So I'm just going to grab the mouthpiece there, pick that up, and hopefully get that into position. I think that's correct. And then one of the eyes, pop that down. And the glue will dry off, so don't worry about, you know, being outside of the edges or anything. And then that tiny little mouth is going to go on there. Right, so I'm going to finish putting those together and I'll be right back. Right, so I finished those off, and I'm going to use a little bit of white gel pen here, just purely for me because I just want to highlight a few bits. So These are quite, you know, cartoony, I guess is the word. So I'm just going to just pop a couple of little highlights on there. I'm going to put a highlight on here too, and just go up here. Yeah. Kind of define its shape just a little bit, and then I'm going to go down here. Just put a bit of white gel pen there. There. I think that will do. I think those are really cute. I'll put a couple of little dots on these as well. That's the problem with having a white gel pen. I mean, seriously, you know. You just never know when to start. I mean, I was doing some scribbling and scrawling at the weekend, and I'm not sure where I put... Oh, there it is. I just drew this flower, and I just got my inks and my white gel pen out. Look, see what I mean? And I'll just get carried away, but I'll just paste that down on top of some stenciling onto a journal page. But quite literally, I just got my black marker out and I just drew it, and then I started getting a little bit mad with a white gel pen. So, you know, be cautious when you're using it or not. Right, so I've got my little elements, and all I need to do now with those is pop some foam onto the back. This is my Dollar Tree foam, and because my I've got to bring the base in here. Because my base is popped up on foam, you need to place your elements and know where your foam is going to be. Now, because that's going to be kind of like maybe there for that one, so I know that I can just pop a foam dot there. And I'm only going to use one because I don't want it to sort of like butt up or interrupt with anything else. So I'm going to go there with that one, so you can see that. And then this one, I think I'm going to have a little bit lower down. Get my tiny little one out there. But when you've got something like this, you need to know where you're going to put stuff, because one part is elevated and the other part isn't, if you know what I mean. So, and I want to stick within the boundary of my card. So my dot is going to go here. Well, it's not my dot, it's my pad. And it's going to just... Ooh. Remember that foam pads aren't permanent until you press them. So I'm just going to go in with one there. And of course, when you're doing stuff like this, if you feel you need to, you know, you can always add a little bit of glue. But do you see the way, because this piece is elevated, it holds that up. So this piece needs to be held up. So that's where the foam went. And then on this one, I think that's just going to go kind of like off edge there. So I'm just going to use one, and I'm going to put it in, no, that's right, isn't it? In this region here, and peel that off. You can see from the reverse there just how nicely debossed those stars are, which is what made it easier to colour in. And then I can just go off at an angle there. Right, and I've also got these little stars. So what I'm going to do with those is I'm going to just introduce them into this area. I think I've got 4 of them. So I'm just going to go there. Kind of opposites. And pick that one up and put it there. And put that one there. Then I'm going to have my biggest one here and my smallest one there. So I've kind of like used what I got in that die set and put it on top of that other element just to bring the whole card in. Now if I move that out of the way and move that sheet of paper before it falls on me, put that into the picture. I hope that you can see that. And that's what I've got for you today. I hope that you enjoyed that and, learnt that thing there. Track your fine line using a gel pen and then make it broader using your white paint marker. And it makes doing candy canes and stuff for Christmas a lot easier as well. So that if you can't see the embossed line, just track it first with a gel pen and then broaden it with your paint pen. Right, so there we go. DIY art bin, and it was the 4th of July. But I do hope that you had a great Easter. Yeah, I keep jumping seasonally all over the place. I thank you so much for watching, and as usual, all links below. Bye.